1. Fijar Tango 12.4 to 1, along with the Italian challenger 12.4 to 1 Tony Bin. That was 33 to 1 in England yesterday. Triptyque is 17.6 to 1. The Turf Feast not going for her. Village Star 18.4 to 1, and the Irish horse Dark Lowman 20.2 to 1. You could have got double those odds in London this morning. Polymos and Unforwain coupled 24.5 to 1. The ground is in trouble for Unforwain, of course. Light the Lights is 42.6 to 1, and there you can see the prices for yourself down there. But the news down here, all the money seems to be in for Imtoto. It's now an 8 to 5 favourite, Imtoto, to win the Arc.
And there in the background with the yellow cap is Indian Rose. Let's hope that the Longchamp stewards have put Pat Henry on his mettle to win an historic 5th Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe and a 4th consecutive one. Indian Rose, winner of the Prix Vermeil. I talked to Pat after he rode her for the first time, after he rode her in a gallop last week.
Well, she worked in a mile and a quarter, and I was very pleased with her. She went with some nice horses, and she worked up very easy the last furlong. Very delighted.
First time you've ever ridden her?
First time I've ever seen her, but she's really nice, placid filly.
Did you see her win the Vermeil?
Yes, I've ridden in most of the races she's running this year, but the Vermeil was quite impressive. You know, she did a very good time, so I'll be very hopeful she'll give me a great ride.
You wouldn't think a 5th is out of the question?
No, hopefully not.
Well, hopefully not indeed, but there is a but. Unfortunately, Indian Rose had a little setback since we saw her at Chantilly. She started running a small temperature and had a bruise on her foot. But Jean-Marie Beguinier, her trainer, is confident that she's all right now. Nevertheless, John, once they've had a setback, you just have misgivings, don't you?
Well, it's not an ideal preparation. This is no ordinary race. You can make out a case for just about all of them. And you need to be 105% fit, not 99 and keeping your fingers crossed. There's Unforwain. I'm delighted he's taken his position today. I know that he would appreciate better going, but he's so much lighter than he was in the beginning of the season that I think he'll probably handle this better ground a lot, or hope that he's going to handle this faster ground better than a lot of people would think.
Second to Toto in King George, and has run some marvellous races this season. The Derby sadly wasn't one of them, but since then he's won the Princess of Wales Stakes at Newmarket. On his day, he's a really good horse. Problem for Willie Carson, when to hit the front on him, really, or when to try and hit the front.
I think today that he's going to get a very good gallop. He's got the pacemakers. That Ascot race was a very muddling affair. I'm surprised that Willie didn't make a lot more use of him that day. He gets every yard of this trip, and hope to see
Let's have a look at,
up there.
Sorry to interrupt you, John, but I must, because here's my great favourite, everybody's great favourite, really, the great lady of Longchamp, indeed of European racing, Triptyque. 14 victories out of 39 races, and 9 of those, I don't know how she's managed to hide herself behind the stalls, but she has temporarily. Triptyque has won 9 Group 1 races. We're looking at Unforwain going in the stalls there, as a matter of fact, within the foreground his pacemaker Polymos, and this is Dark Lowman, the Irish St Ledger winner. It doesn't look all that, but whether I can see her or not, I'm going to go on about Triptyque, because this is her 3rd arc, and she was 3rd in the first 2, in the last 2, so I'm full of hope that although she would have liked much softer ground, she might be in it today. Village Star, winner of the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud, has he's bang in form. He was only 3rd to Bichy in the Prix Foy last time out, but he had won. He was 3rd in the Breeders' Cup last autumn. He's been all around the world in search of victories, and then in the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud he beat St Andrews really well, quickening up and finishing in tremendous style. So he's tough, he stays, and he has some speed, and Cash Asmussen has chosen him out of André Fabre's 3 runners. Now look at the betting now.
The Brits are pouring the francs on this Matoto. It's 1.6 to 1. It has just changed. It's gone 6 to 4 against Mtoto, 1.5 to 1. Kayashi is 3.7 to 1, but they've moved it out now to 4 to 1 against Kayashi. That's coupled with Rushayd and Tabushkan. Indian Rose is 7.8 to 1. Diminuendo and Sahub there, they're quite weak at 7.3 to 1. And virtually any prices the rest for Triptych really on the walk. But all the English Franks, whatever you're going to have an English Frank, whatever that is on him, Toto. Ear roll now, but it's just gone back. 1.6 to 1 again.
That's Village Star. Kayazi coming up. And that's Sahub in the background with the sash. Sahub just playing up there a little bit. As I told you, he ran in that Prix Niel and finished absolutely upsides with Kayazi, just behind Fijar Tango. Tony Cruz thinks that Fijar Tango will confirm the form, but Andre Fabre earlier this week told me that he thought Sahub could still be improving. Of course, it's not going to be any good if he doesn't go in the stalls, but as you can see, tremendous power about his quarters. If he is an improving 3-year-old, well, he might just be thereabouts.
I was actually surprised that Cash Asmussen's got off of him in preference of Village Star. Dominic Buff now with a ride on Sahub.
Only 2 to go, I think, John. So for the Prix de Sigda, Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, over to Graham Gould.
And one of the last to go in will be Toto in the bright yellow jacket, which will be carrying so many English hopes, and they race away. And Indian Rose was very slow out of the stalls, and Toto is second from last 2 through the first furlong, and it's Tabush Khan that comes to take up the running by a length. Polymus on the outside, tracked by Emson, Rushayd and Bettino are the first 5. Mfoué well positioned in 6, then comes Frankly Perfect, followed by Lesotho and Wacky River, and then comes Fijar Tango, followed by Light the Lights, Kayazi with Glacial Storm towards the rear. Diminuendo, the pace is strong. Diminuendo followed then by Luth Dancer, and the back markers include Toto at this stage. Indian Rose hours after, and Triptych is also at the back door. Indian Rose with the yellow cap on the right of the picture there as they continue down the far side, with Tabush Khan leading, and the pace is very strong. Polymus on the outside of it, and the third pacemaker Rushayd in there doing a good job. Emson well placed 4, Boyatino 5, Frankly Perfect 6, and then next to the rails is Diminuendo well placed 7, Unfoyne is well placed 8. Just in behind these comes Lesotho, and at this stage Toto is towards the rear but starting to make a bit of ground. Triptych is finding the ground too firm, and she's last, and it's Polymus now who starts the turn out of the back straight, and they come down towards the halfway stage. Polymus in the lead. From in second place Tabush Khan with Rushayd making ground on the outside of it. Kayazi is mid-division, and Toto with a lot of running to do, and they're past halfway of the Chiga Arc de Triomphe as Emson goes into second place on the turn 5 out. It's Polymus leading from Emson in second. Racing in third is Tabush Khan. Then on the outside of these comes Frankly Perfect, followed by Boyatino, Unfoyne. Toto in mid-division still, so too is Kayazi, and at this stage Indian Rose is more in front than behind, and they've just got over 4 to go, and it's Emson in the pale blue jacket that goes for home from Frankly Perfect in second place. Boyatino in the pink and green coming there. Diminuendo comes on the run, so too Unfoyne. Light the Light isn't out of it, and they're in the home straight now, and it's Emson who goes for home. Emson in the lead from Frankly Perfect in second, Diminuendo and Unfoyne. Toto has too much running to do, so too has Kayazi. Fijar Tango is finishing fast, just over a furlong to go, and it's now Boyatino and Unfoyne that share the lead from Emson back in third. Finishing fast on the outside is Tony Bin, who's really finishing fast in the yellow sleeves, and Toto is helping his jockey but too late, and it's Tony Bin that strikes the front as they go up toward the line, and Toto flies to the death, but Tony Bin wins and Toto is second. A 3-way photo for third with Unfoyne, Village Star and Boyatino, followed in by Kayazi and Fijar Tango and Emson, and then came Light the Lights, and behind that one came Dark Lomond, then Diminuendo and Glacial Storm, followed in by Sahub, Frankly Perfect. Hours after, Indian Rose, who never got into the race at all, neither did Triptych. Last of all